Hello everyone, and welcome. Have you ever been building an Angular application and run into the dreaded CORS error? It happens when your frontend, running on a port like 4200, tries to fetch data from your backend API, which is on a different port, like 3000. The browser blocks this communication for security reasons, and it's a common headache during local development. But don't worry, there's a simple and powerful solution built right into the Angular CLI, the proxy configuration. In this guide, I'll walk you through exactly how to set up a proxy.config.json file to bypass these CORS issues seamlessly. Let's dive in. The core idea is straightforward. Instead of your Angular app talking directly to the backend API, it will talk to its own development server. This server will then act as a proxy, or a middleman, and forward the request to your backend. Since the request to the backend now comes from another server, not from a browser, the CORS browser security rules don't apply. It's a very clean fix. First, we need to create the proxy configuration file. In the root directory of your Angular project, right next to your angular.json file, create a new file and name it proxy.config.json. Inside this file, we'll define our proxy rules. For a basic setup, you'll create a JSON object. The key will be the URL path you want a proxy, for example, /API. This means any request from your app that starts with /API will be intercepted and forwarded. The value for this key will be another object containing a few important properties. The most critical one is target, where you'll set its value to the full URL of your backend server, such as http://localhost 3000. Another useful property is secure. You should set it to false. This is very important for local development if your backend is not using HTTPS, as it tells the proxy not to worry about verifying SSL certificates. The second step is to tell the Angular CLI to actually use this new file. Open your angular.json file. Find the architect section, then look for the serve configuration, and go into its options object. Here, you'll add a new property, proxy.config, proxy.config.json. This simple line links our proxy file to the ing-serve command. Third, you must update your API calls inside your Angular services. Before, you might have been calling the full backend URL, like http://localhost 3000/API/users. Now, you must change it to a relative path that matches the key in your proxy file, which would be /API/users. Your app now requests this path from its own server, and the proxy handles the rest. Finally, and this is a step people often forget, you must restart your development server. Stop your ing-serve command and run it again. Changes to the angular.json file are only picked up on startup. Once it's running again, your API call should work perfectly, with no more CORS errors. And that's all there is to it. You've successfully configured the Angular proxy for local development, making your workflow smoother. We covered creating the proxy file, updating angular.json, modifying service calls, and restarting the server. It's a powerful feature that every Angular developer should know. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this guide helpful and easy to follow, please show your support by giving this video a thumbs up, subscribing to the channel, and clicking the notification bell so you don't miss out on future tutorials. Your support helps me create more content like this. Happy coding!